Welcome to Soul Fire Ascension with Raven and Lisa Love Light. Raven is a clinical hypnotherapist, angelic alchemy practitioner, Reiki master, and spiritual coach, guiding souls through past life regression, Akashic readings, and deep transformational healing. Lisa Love Light walks the path of awakening and remembrance, weaving esoteric wisdom with the living light of Source through Reiki past life healing hypnosis, Akashic readings, and intuitive coaching. She helps others activate their divine blueprint and highest timeline. Together, Raven and Lisa invite you into a sacred space of healing, remembrance, and empowerment. Welcome to another edition of Soul Fire Ascension. I'm Raven, and this is
Lisa.
And Lisa would like to open the show and place up a shield.
First, I would like to say thank you to everybody who is tuning in, whether it's now or in the future. It's perfect whenever you are here, and we thank you. So in this moment, I just wanted us to all just connect with our heart spaces. And before we begin tonight's conversation, I just want us to honor this space that we're all stepping into together. This is a space where we welcome truth, even when it's messy. It's a space where a healer does not have to be perfect to be powerful. We invite you to let go of your day, even if it's just a moment, and open to whatever you need to hear, feel, because you are perfect just the way you are. We're calling in clarity. We're calling in compassion. We are calling in the kind of courage that emerges when old skin is shed and something new begins alive within us. And so we ask Source to shield our space and protect us through our transmission this evening, so that our words may be felt within your hearts. Thank you.
Aho.
It's done. Aho. Play our wonderful intro. Thank
Yes.
you. You did an amazing job with.
Oh, thank you. Hang on, boo-boo. Yeah. Next, Soul Fire Ascension. This past year didn't break us. It stopped us. Illness, family reckoning, moments where the healer was forced to face, where she disappeared from herself. We shed the old skin, not gracefully, but honestly. And what emerged wasn't exhaustion anymore. It wasn't survival. It wasn't silence. It was fire. We're opening the new year with a real conversation when the healer breaks. From snakeskin to sovereign fire. And we are inviting you into our free class, The Wounded Healer's Return, where we stop offering pieces of ourselves, stop leaking our lifeblood just to be loved, and stop bleeding to keep others close. If you've been brought to a halt, if your body, your life, or your soul said, enough, this is your return. Join us live January 9th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This isn't about fixing yourself. It's about standing inside yourself, whole, present, and no longer disappearing. If this speaks to you, we'll see you there.
There you go. And there you have it. Real conversation. Well, we are coming out of um we're coming out of the year of the snake. And at the end, I guess at the end of the year, the snake skin, sloughs off and all the truth and everything is revealed. And I've seen that so much in my personal life. How about you, Lisa?
Absolutely. I have. And of course, like when a snake sheds her skin, it's not because of the way she looks. She wants to look better. It's because she needs to get rid of the old. It doesn't fit anymore. She needs to grow.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we are coming into the year of the fire horse. And of course, here at Soulfire, we know fire is transformation, and it's transformation for your soul. The question being, are you going to be the rider or not?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And what brought us to this conversation, Raven and I, is I've had some challenges leading up to now. We all have struggles. All of us do. And sometimes those struggles are really struggling to the point where you forget how to breathe and come out of it and gasping for air. And so Raven and I, when we spoke a little bit before Christmas, we felt that this would be a perfect conversation to have in the beginning of the year of 2026. So that we, of course, we always reflect, look at our growth. And I don't know about Raven, but I personally, I like to look at my year and see where could I have done things better or
Differently.
Right, exactly. And so Raven and I decided, like I said, that we wanted to share a little personal experiences that we've gone through with our audience, because we are all human and we are all subject to these struggles and life and distractions that take us off of our course. And just because we're in a category of healer, light worker, we have challenges just like everybody else does. And sometimes we do get hurt and we need to be healed as well. And so it's a learning journey as we grow together here.
Yeah.
So
it is. And I'll tell you, I might as well go on and get into it. As far as my year went, first of all, my husband Tim almost died. It was super traumatic. He had some neck surgery a year earlier, and they put some apparatus in his neck. It was called a cage or something like that, whatever. That thing fell, and it fell forward, and it cut into his esophagus, and it caused him to go sepsis, or whatever that word is. The infection was so bad in there that 2 of his vertebrae in his neck were mush. And they didn't know what to do at first. They ended up putting him on a respirator and sedating him, pumping him full of antibiotics. And they went in to clean out the infection in his neck, and they found out that his esophagus had been such a big tear in his esophagus that they had to repair that. And the surgeon told me after that was finished, they weren't out of the woods yet. So he did end up, he didn't have to go in for another surgery. He did very well in the hospital. He ended up coming home and having to eat with a stomach tube. And, so it took him, I think, about a month or so before he could really be almost himself again. He lost a tremendous amount of weight at that time. They were trying to get him to start swallowing again. He had to learn how to swallow again. So he was totally eating through the stomach tube. He had a hard time with that because, gosh, don't know why. All the trauma with that, he was kind of afraid to swallow, afraid that, things would happen again. So I am a clinical hypnotherapist. And so I went in and I put him, I don't want to say under because you're not under, but anyway, we went in and we spoke to the self that was afraid to swallow, wouldn't let him swallow. And it's kind of like the angel and the devil, on your shoulder. Come on, you can do it, and going, yeah, don't do this, don't do that. It will happen again. And so that part of him was protecting him. And so what we did was we went in and we spoke to that personality because we've established on this show before that we have these different personalities inside of us. And so we spoke to the personality that didn't want to swallow, and that part of the personality was protecting him. And so we convinced that part of the personality to work with the other personality that did want to swallow, except for this time, the personality that didn't want to swallow was taught to just go ahead and just swallow very, very carefully and mindfully, but to go ahead and swallow. So that did end up working because he got the stomach tube taken out, and Lord, he's eating everything now. And that's good. He's starting to gain some weight and everything like that. So that's great. I know we had some family issues this year. And so that was kind of, just divorce and children and things like that. And so that was fun. And then I got sick. I ended up with Bell's palsy. They thought I was having a stroke, and I ended up with, thank God, Bell's palsy, and ended up staying home and doing some Reiki on myself pretty much all day for about 7 days, and in meditation, and limited my screen time. And when I went back to the doctor, she said she couldn't believe it because nobody she had ever known has ever healed that quickly from Bell's palsy. So I was very fortunate with that. But, and then right before Christmas, at my 3D job, kind of the rug was pulled out from under us. So we didn't know if we were going to get paid. We left for our Christmas break. We didn't know if we were going to get paid or, how we were going to get paid. And we ended up still doing the dogs, because it's Christmas and they want their dogs to look good,
Mm-hmm.
and we couldn't disappoint them. So, and I do have to say, during the Christmas holidays, girl, I was ugly crying. I mean, because I feel like I had so much put on my shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I take care of everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and I very rarely took care of myself, and the universe said with the Bell's palsy, you need to take care of yourself. So thank goodness, yes, I did recover. Sam says, thank goodness you recovered quickly too. Many blessings to you, my beloved sister. Many blessings to you too. Love you and miss you. So, I mean, that's kind of my story. And I was at the time developing a class because I kept thinking about it. Everybody says, in order to, be enlightened or, to move forth and healing, you have to love yourself. And I'm thinking, how do you love yourself? I'm really hard on myself,
Mm-hmm.
And after all these years of being hard on myself, how do you love yourself? How do you get to that point? So I developed that class. And honestly, right before Christmas, when all of that stuff transpired, that class actually helped me stand within, my own power and my sovereignty.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't mean I didn't ugly cry, but I was standing in my sovereignty and I did not give up on myself, and I stood up for myself in a very nice, non-dramatic, non-blaming way, but I did.
That's great. And it feels good, doesn't it, when you
Yeah.
speak your truth
Yes.
from your heart space? And sometimes that's what we have to do when we have a message to deliver. It might not be the easiest to say to that loved one, but it's best for us to do that in the kindest way and most loving way
Most
possible.
loving way possible. Yes.
Because otherwise, then what does that do? It shrinks you. And
Yeah.
then for not being able to speak your truth on how you feel in that
Yeah.
scenario. So that's great that you set your boundaries.
I did. And I'm
Strong.
proud of myself for that.
Excellent.
Doesn't mean there wasn't some pain involved, because that's the thing. It's not fluff, and it's not this positive thinking type of thing. It's real. It's looking inside yourself. Positive thinking is very good, but it's not going to help you in this situation. You need to look at the truth within ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, and you said right before Christmas, you created this course.
Yes.
Okay. And the course, what is it called?
The course is called The Self You Were Never Taught to Love.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And that is on your website.
Mm-hmm. It's on my website, ravenshealingarts.com, and it is actually free for the collective. It's my gift to the collective.
That's beautiful. So they could just go to your website
Mm-hmm.
and sign up. I'm assuming there's a way to sign up with the email and whatnot, and then have access to the course.
Yep. You go to my course. You go to my website and you go to courses, and you find the course, The Self You Were Never Taught to Love.
Mm-hmm.
And you go to it and you order it, put it in your basket. It's free. Put it in your basket. Once you put it in your basket, you'll receive an email that will take you to your course, and it's 6 weeks. And just for a short description, it's most of us were never taught how to be kind to ourselves. We were taught how to survive, to perform, to monitor, correct, and to push ourselves, often long before we understood what was happening. Then somewhere along the way, we were told to love ourselves without being shown how. The Self You Are Never Taught to Love is a free 6-week guided course created as a gift to the collective, an offering of repair and remembrance and reconnection. This course is not about forced positivity or fixing yourself. This course is about the quiet inner war that many people live with every day. So, and it is a free course. Of course, we do have a course that is in development right now that you and I are going to teach live on Zoom. And that is the Wounded Healer course, which is from the video.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lisa, maybe you would like to tell some of your happenings.
Mm-hmm. And before I do, let's just mention to our audience, stay tuned for that Wounded Healer Master Class.
Yes.
We haven't pinned a time and date just yet. We picked the day. It'll be a Sunday.
Yeah, it's going to be a Sunday. Yeah.
At the PM hours after you're done with dinner, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't discussed the time, but we do know that we would definitely want to create something that will be helpful and, again, free for those out there, because like you shared just now, Raven, all along the way, the little challenges that you had, and spinning back to when Tim was sick. Well, that right there, you had to do so much for not just yourself, but for him, and everything else that you have to do in your daily living anyway, as well as being a nurse for him and hold space sacredly for his healing, which you did. And I know he's so grateful for that, because he's healthy and hungry now.
Yeah. He got Reiki when he was under anesthesia, and he got Reiki every day too. I mean,
awesome.
Energy medicine works more than we realize.
Yes.
Reiki helped my Bell's palsy heal. And I don't know if you guys know what that is, but one side of my face got paralyzed and it drooped. And so, yeah, and it usually takes months, not 1 month, months. And mine went away in like 3 weeks. I was 90% healed.
Awesome. Well, my challenges. So in the beginning of 2025, I went to get blood work for like the first time in over 10 years. I just always told myself, there's nothing wrong. I'm helpful. I'm healthy. What do I need to know I don't need to know anything. And in the beginning of 2025, my coworker was going to go get her stuff, and it basically, listening to her initiated me to be like, I should know what's going on with me, So I went and got blood work, and the doctor decided to just run all sorts of different things just to check, because I have dark circles under my eyes, and it looked like I had like black eyes, like I wasn't getting enough sleep or whatever. And that was my main concern when I went to the doctor, was I don't know why I have these dark circles under my eyes. So we do the tests, and as it turned out, and this was in February, I had like low iron, low ferritin, and high cholesterol. And I eat healthy. I don't eat fried foods, fast foods, etc. Now, that's like a whole nother topic, is our liver health. I've learned a lot, because, our liver is our filter for everything in our body. Anyhow, so I've got these 3 factors. I go back to the doctor, and she says, well, let's get you some iron infusions. You need iron. So, okay, I go get iron infusions once a week for 3 weeks. They were extremely painful and very uncomfortable. And if I can help it, I won't ever have to do that again. And Then we've got like April. So April comes around and I go get more blood work and everything's copacetic. I'm in the green areas for everything. And I go back for my follow-up with the doctor and she's not there. She left. And I thought to myself, well, this is a guessing game at this moment anyway, why these iron levels were deficient. Once upon a time, I was a vegetarian for many years. So that could have been one of the main factors. Yes, I ate my greens, my kale, my spinach, and all that other stuff, superfoods, irons. I mean, seeds, nuts, everything that has iron in it. Okay, and supplements. So I go through the summer, everything's fine, but then the dark circles start to come back. And I decided to, of course, because I've been watching my blood work. I did get blood work in July. Everything looked fine, except the cholesterol. And then in November, I went for just the CBC to see where my levels were at. And once again, the iron, I'm sorry, I take that back. I didn't do a CBC. I did an anemia test panel just to look at all of the contributors for anemia. And I'm not anemic because the only two things that were under the green zone, they were in the red and they were really low, was my haptoglobin, which has something to do with the red blood cells, and my ferritin, which is the protein that carries the iron to the cells. All right, so I go back to the doctor in November and see what this doctor's got to say for me. And I had a feeling, she says it all starts in the gut. So we're going to do a gut protocol. We're not going to, she didn't want to send me for iron transfusions or anything like that, because even if I went to go get them, my body's not storing it. It's not keeping it. It's just, where's it going? Where is it going? It's not storing. So that in itself opened up layers of learning and layers of healing for me. Because when it comes to the gut healing protocol, there's these regimens. I got to watch a clock and I got to take this and I got to take that. And in the meantime, I'm like munching on roast beef and in steaks and anything that's beef 5 times a week. I'm taking my iron supplements in this moment because I take, weekly pictures of myself. The dark circles are still present. They're just getting lighter. The gut protocol, I'm on like day 40. So I'm still in the midst of this because a gut healing protocol takes time, anywhere from 3 months to a year. Just depends on the person's physical vessel and that. And stress is one of the main causes of imbalance in the gut. So we could totally do a show. I mean, I could sit here for an entire show to share how important our gut balance is. But it's a balancing act. And this specific situation has opened up layers and layers of learning for me. And when I reflect on my life, I've always been high stress. I've always had high stress. I always had a young wife. I got married at the age of 18. I have 4 children. They're all older now. My youngest is 16. But when they were little, I was always busy, always stressing, always taking care of everyone else, the house, this, that, the animals. What about me? I didn't even know what my favorite color was. I didn't know what my favorite flower was. I had no favorites. If you asked me anything about me, I wouldn't be able to tell you, because when I was married and raising children, it was all about the family. And I had no idea about self-love, which, even though I've taken a course as well, Raven, I took a course after I found out about the iron situation, I took a self-love healing It was like a 6-week, and it was a live interactive, and we did like these meditations, and we also did HemiSync. Real interesting stuff. If I can get that young lady on our show in the future, that'd be cool.
Yes.
But it was really interesting how our brain waves, I mean, all of it, it's all connected. And our nervous system, this is the next layer that I'm learning about, is the nervous system. And the nervous system is programmed just like the rest of us. So our nervous system is programmed. If we run high stress all the time, then that's an instant reaction, is to just click into that anxiety, or click into that stress, or click into that fight and flight mode. So I'm learning, and I'm learning about the gut, and I'm learning about histamines, because histamines are incredibly interesting. And I'm unpacking that right now. So that's a to be continued. But what I gathered from the whole histamine thing is that some physical vessels run higher histamines than others. And in an energetic and a spiritual layer of it, empaths carry higher histamine levels. Go figure. And it interferes with the gut balance. So yeah, so that's what I've been going through. So in this current moment, and all along the way, when I discovered that I had these infringements with my iron levels, I felt fine. I didn't feel tired. I didn't feel run down. So I feel great. I feel great. But yeah, so those are my challenges that and another thing I learned about iron and lacking storage of it is, where am I giving my power away? Who am I giving my power away to? Yes, I was a fairy in another life, and they don't like iron, but that has nothing to do with me now.
Well, it might. Come on.
Exactly. And so that's also a contributing factor, is past life, parallel life, multidimensional self is speaking to me in this moment now, pointing me in certain directions to put my attention and my awareness in these specific categories. So I think we need to read that comment, sister.
Which one?
The one you just put up, and then we didn't say it out loud.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Oh.
Sam Blue says, that's insane, Lisa. My prayers with you. My prayers with you to get better soon.
Thank you, Sam. Go and one more up. Mm-hmm.
Tim Long wrote, very grateful, best caregiver ever. I love you, Raven. I love you too.
Awesome. Thank you kindly, Tim, for being here and supporting.
And that's the free class. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and so we have issues, life issues, just like anybody else. You know, it's not all love and light. You know, we're human and we have to heal from these things. But, you know, while I was learning, I was telling Lisa, while I was learning from the medicine men, they used to call me a wounded healer. And, you know, who better to help somebody walk through and heal than somebody who has walked in those footsteps themselves? So wounded healer is beautiful, you know, in my personal opinion.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Deborah Williams says, greetings, beautifully shared. Wow. Thank you. I personally love your classes. Deborah's taken some of my classes that she's taken. Let's see, the Ancestral Trauma Healing course and the Art of Stillness, which is a class that teaches you how to meditate. Taking the time to listen what our body and especially our heart Ugh. I'm sorry. It's been like this all day. Our heart is telling us your classes always guide me to dive deeper in the best sort of way. I'm so looking forward to more pearls of wisdom from both of you and what we're learning as a collective. We're so crazy complex, aren't we? Yes, we are. And Deborah, you're so wonderful. She takes my classes and she gives me all this feedback. She makes my classes so much better because she gives such good feedback.
Awesome. And Sister Deb will be visiting us sometime after the spring,
Yes,
sometime after April, I believe.
she has a new book out.
Yes. So after her travels,
Yes.
we'll land her here to visit with us.
Yes. Is she traveling with Vivian the Octurian then? Deborah, are you traveling with Vivian then? To Peru, I think it is. Vivian is the Octurian that hybrid that was on our show earlier. I don't remember which show.
September 26th is when she was visited us.
There you go.
It was a special Friday. It was a Friday like out of our seat.
Yes. Deborah says, yeah, they're going to Nepal. Yeah. So then after that, Deborah will be on with her new book, and we're not going to divulge the secret of her new book yet.
No.
We want to wait until the perfect timing.
For sure. Yes. So with these challenges that we've had, right, we are learning as we grow along how to navigate these challenges.
Linda says, interesting talk. Well, thank you, Linda. Linda just happens to be my cousin. She's going to say something positive.
Free course as well. Might as well.
So, yeah, it gets to the point where, a lot of the class that's on my website and our free class that we are coming up with, a lot of it is standing within yourself, because how many times have you done exactly what you did not want to do just to please somebody else? That's what I said in the video, is that we silently bleed just for others to love us or to be close to others. And God, I know everybody does it. Every single person does it. And Sam Blue says, I've been learning a lot from Lisa on TikTok too.
Thank you, Sam. Gratitude. I post randomly on there. Sometimes it's hard for me to get into the creative headspace or sharing space.
I hear you.
The 3D really does have a tendency to just swipe you back in.
Well, it has this year. And I believe that snake has shed its skin this year, I swear. And a lot was revealed. So, and with all that shedding of the skin, not all of it was bad. Some of it was good, The year of the snake wasn't totally bad.
No, and they really can't be layered in bad or good. It's just experience, right? It's the way we perceive it, and
So we're going into the year of the fire horse now, moving forward in transformation and going forward at a full gallop. And of course, now the question is will you be the rider of that horse? or will you just allow that horse to gallop by?
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I grew up riding horses, so I'm not going to pass that one up.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, and it like sometimes, life is like
Hello, David.
it's a process, right? And it's
Yep.
a mastery, learning
Everyone.
how to be a master of your mind, your body, your emotions.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah.
And, when you have doing things like standing up for yourself doesn't have to mean a conflict. It doesn't have to mean any drama or that you blame anybody for anything. Because, what happens, we have this lens that we see through. And this lens is unique to us. But other people don't see through that lens. So they don't understand what you're seeing totally. So, you have to put an account for that. Like maybe you didn't see, or maybe you didn't realize that you did this or this or this made me feel this way. You don't even have to say that to people. You just have to say, like if you're going someplace and you're feeling uncomfortable about it for some reason, you just have to say, I'm sorry, I just can't go there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to cause any drama. You don't have to, none of that, because that just adds, power to that stupid pendulum that hurts each other,
Mm-hmm. Thank you. No, thank you. It's okay to say
Yeah.
no, thank you. It's not for me. I don't feel that that's best.
Right? Sam Blue says, Lisa, I like the video with the breathing. Ooh, maybe
Explanation.
you read, Lee.
Just
Maybe you read. I can't quit yawning. I was up on the internet last night trying to make sure that everybody could have access to that free course. And it
okay.
actually took me 2 nights to fix an
Wow.
email problem. So, and then getting up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Lack of sleep is no bueno. I know.
No.
Thank you, Sam. Lisa, I loved the video with the breathing explanation. Just experiencing Mother Nature is truly amazing. Well, thank you, Sam. I do look forward to, today is kind of like a cheat day. It was like a spring day here today. It was 60 degrees. It's January 9th in Illinois, and it was 60 degrees. Yesterday was like 58 degrees, and it poured buckets for hours, and it flooded, blah, blah, blah. But it's peculiar, the weather we're having. So it was somewhat spring-like today. But thank you, Sam. Stay tuned because I love to go out to nature. And that's like my favorite thing to do every day with the dog is take her out. Even when it's cold, I like to bundle up, but I haven't done much of that lately because I feel like my body, and that's another thing, right? Listen to the body. My body is telling me right now, it's not time to use all your energy. Generally when I go for a walk with the dog, I go anywhere from 1 to 5 miles. It just depends on the day, time, etc. But my body is telling me that we need to reserve right now. I need to yes, take her for a walk, but nothing extravagant because my body is rebuilding. So as I'm rebuilding and I'm storing my ferritin and I'm building my iron levels. So I'm just taking it easy and I'm listening to my body. And if my body says take a nap on the weekend with the kitties, okay, I'll do that too.
Right?
Mm-hmm. It's that time of year. There's a reason why we want to take naps, or there's a reason why we want to hibernate because of the cold weather, and it's like what we're used to, right? Like our bodies naturally.
It's our ancestral DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
sure.
hibernated in the wintertime. We also got a little fatter, so we could survive the colder weather. But
Yes.
that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, and so let's chat a little bit about our master class and maybe what we see and feel for the year, right? For 2026.
Mhm.
And Raven and I, we're all about sharing beautiful individuals out there, but as well, sometimes Raven and I might just do something like we're doing today, where we'll have a specific topic of discussion because I feel that it's important that we share possibly things that aren't really talked about in the mainstream media or your everyday subjects, because we don't know what we don't know. And there's so much truth that is buried in between all sorts of stuff. And I feel it's very important to bring these sensitive subjects to the surface and discuss them so that we have more of an awareness and broadening our horizons and helping us see things from different perspectives, right? It's like if we all, like, we're on Turtle Island. Is there any other kind of island besides a turtle? We don't know. We never got off Turtle Island.
Yeah.
So,
So what is it that was a Chinese man used to say? When you're in the pond, all you see is the pond, but when somebody takes you out of the pond, you realize there's more than just the little fish in the pond.
For sure. Absolutely.
So Sam says, yes, it's so important to listen to our bodies. Absolutely, it is. And so this year we're going to have some interesting, speaking of bodies, Christopher is on our next show, and he was a Navy SEAL. And he talks about how, he was so physically fit, but he was so unhealthy. And that's going to be a super good conversation too.
Absolutely.
So we have a good year coming up,
Absolutely.
Of course, Lisa does a lot of the scheduling. Does all the scheduling. And so, yeah, I want to clear something up because I saw Lisa on TikTok doing one of her lives, and she was like, yeah, I want you to come watch our show. And that was nice. And then she said, the show is Ravens and I'm a co-host. And I'm like, that's not true. The show is not Ravens. The show belongs to Lisa and Raven. And I am a co-host to Lisa, who is a co-host to me. And I just wanted to clear that up.
Well, thank you. Well, I feel like I was plugged in here. Hey, third time's the charm.
Yep.
So I will own that statement. It's our show.
It's
Welcome
our show.
to our show.
Yeah.
I will practice that statement. It's our show.
Yes.
All right. Tune into our show where we're going to teach you all about everything you don't know. Because I don't know it either. I'm going to find out for you, and then we'll be back here to report live.
Right.
Every other Friday. Starting
But
with the frequency
Lisa
in
does
February.
find some very interesting guests, I have to say.
Well, and like I told you, I feel like it's important for us to really know more about like ourselves. Like, we're not taught how to love ourselves. We're not taught about all of the things that run the self, the nervous system.
Yeah. And how much power we actually have. I mean, let's face it, we've been taught to look outside of ourselves for, say, oh, let's look at God or the creator or whatever. Wait a minute. That's inside,
Absolutely.
And healing, we're always taught to go to a doctor. Now, look, nothing's wrong with going to a doctor, but there comes a time when you have to go inside yourself and do the healing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was taught you don't own any diseases. Like my doctor says I have diabetes, but I don't own that.
Right. Exactly. Is that the label?
Once you start owning something, it starts creating and revolving around. So be
Mm-hmm.
careful of that one,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For
Even
sure.
though my doctor says I have diabetes, but I eat right and I try to eat things that are the best for my body
Mm-hmm.
and to help my sugar levels. But my doctor says I have diabetes. So, or you could say I'm healing from something.
Mm-hmm.
Sister Sam
Absolutely.
says that a lot when I speak to her. She says, I'm healing from such and such.
Yes.
She's smart.
Yes.
Should
Yes.
have known, should have known that stuff.
Sister Sam says, I love your show, sisters.
Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
love you guys because if it wasn't for you guys, we'd be sitting here talking to the ether.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So
And
thank
I'd rather
you.
talk to you guys than talk to the ether.
Well, sometimes you get interesting
True. True.
communication from the ether.
Yep.
Just depends.
Yep. And that would be the art of stillness.
Yes, the art of stillness. Yes. And and I'm just thinking about like you said, the different types of guests that we've had on the show and whatnot. What works for one person may not work for another. And Raven and I, we hold no judgment or categories, for healing and people out there doing their journey. We are here to share. Sometimes we may not be in complete agreement, or it might not even be something that we completely are interested in, but we allow the journey for all because it's their journey with no judgment. We're just here holding space, listening and learning. And so that's why it's nice to have a little variety, to hear from different people. Everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has their own journey. And that's why sometimes it's helpful to listen to other people's stories, kind of like in a healing circle when you got the talking stick.
Mm-hmm.
So Raven and I open up the space for talking circle to pass the talking stick and allow others time to come share their wisdom with us and their experience and their journey. Because like I said, what works for one may not work for another, but that's okay. That's why we have a nice variety to share with everybody. So then that way you can find what fits for you.
Yeah, because not everybody believes the same way, and that's okay too.
Mm-hmm.
And if you find something that resonates with you, then it's for you. If it doesn't resonate, then it isn't for you,
Exactly.
But it has been a crazy year, and I am looking forward to 2026. And actually, this is not the actual new year. The actual new year is in March during the spring equinox, and that was the original new year, but they changed it to the Gregorian calendar. There was this, what is that god? It's the god that shows beginnings and ends or something like that, and which is why they tied the new year to him on January 1st.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember his name, but he's connected with like a little baby, and he's connected with Saturn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because April Fools, April 1st, April Fools, right? So they're fooling us with their Greg. That's what I'm calling the calendar from now on. I'm calling it the Greg. I like nicknames. What I do, it's how I roll sometimes. I give things nicknames. And so the Greg is definitely a topic we're going to put a pin in. And Raven and I are going to have a discussion about calendars in a future date.
Yeah, because you said there were so many different
There are.
Yeah.
And I find that it's interesting because in all these different cultures or countries or however, they all have different ways of calculating their years. So it's interesting. And like I said, sharing different perspectives, right? If we don't know to look beyond it, then how do we know it exists? Okay, we'll play in a minute. Oh my goodness.
And William says, all I can say is thank you both. To listen to the situations you are both in humbles me a bit because small things get to me and they shouldn't. Yeah, I get that too. I think we're all guilty of that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have that final question. Where is it? What message would we like to leave our audience with today? I would say love yourself. Look within yourself. Look within your heart and realize how strong and how beautiful you really are. What about you, Lisa?
That was beautiful, sister.
Oh, thank you.
Higher self now. Higher self now. Higher self now. What message would I like to leave the audience with today? What message would I like to leave the audience today? Something similar to Raven, for sure. Who is the most important person to you? Look in the mirror. It's you. Because without you being in your heart space, without you being the most important thing to you, you're not helping anybody. You have to be the most important person to yourself. You are your own priority first, above all else. We all have family, we all have loved ones, but we cannot be fully present and show up for them without being fully present within ourselves. However, that transpires for you. So whether you get up in the morning and you connect for just a moment, or you do meditations in the morning, or you say your prayers, or however it is that you connect to the divine that helps you connect to you, because we are all divine. We are all from the same source.
Yes.
So,
We're all that little fractal of source.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And it is time to unify. It is time to come together. It is time to rise together. Yes, we could see so much disconnection and everything else that goes on in the exterior landscape. And that'll keep us so busy and so distracted that we forget about our heart space. and
Mhm.
who we are, because we're getting lost in the midst of all the chaos and mayhem of what's going on in the nightly news and everything else. It's unfortunate. What can we do? We can start focusing on ourselves. That's what we could do. We could start loving ourselves a little bit more so that we could show up fully, strong, riding that horse through the year of 2026. Thank you.
Very well said. Very good.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
with that, we thank our audience for being with us this new year, this fake new year. We thank each and every one of you. We thank you for your participation, your comments.
Yes.
We love your comments. We don't get to always put everyone up, but we try to.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we look forward. And our next show will be in 2 weeks.
Yes. January 23rd.
Yes.
Free for Life. Christopher Lee Maher. My apologies if I'm mispronouncing. So join us, Free for Life, to hear this amazing soul's journey and how he rose above those challenges.
And I've read his book. He has some interesting challenges. I don't want to.
Don't be a spoiler.
No, I don't want to
I
be.
didn't get through it all just yet.
No, but
Awesome.
he's on his way.
Yes.
So I thank you all. Thank you so much for
Thank
tuning in. We love you.
We love you.
And nighty night.
Thank you for joining us on Soul Fire Ascension with Raven and Lisa Love Light. You can also catch Soul Fire Ascension on YouTube and Rumble at Soul Fire Ascension, or listen anytime on Spotify. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe to help us grow this community of light. Soul Fire Ascension is proudly sponsored by ravenshealingarts.com.